after this past week, I suppose the question is, who is pound for pound number one? Naoya, Inoue, or Terence Crawford? Tuesday, we just witnessed Naoya Inoue unify up at super bantamweight, 4-weight world champion. He took on Stevie Fulton, dismantled a unified world champion with relatively ease. And then last night we witnessed Terence Crawford dismantle another unified world champion in Errol Spence to become a three-weight world champion, 2-time undisputed. But the question is, who is pound for pound number one? I can see arguments for both sides, and I know I said no matter the outcome of Spence Crawford, and who will be number one pound for pound, because the way he dispatches of unified champions, dispatches of these guys with ease. He's going through them, he's blitzing through these divisions, and he's fighting these guys with relatively ease and beating them with ease, I suppose. However, Terence Crawford, he's just beat a fellow pound for pound fighter in the top 10 with relatively ease. He dominated Errol Spence last night, and cemented his place 40-0, 31 knockouts. Man, it's a tough. This is a tough one, but and I know I said Inoue would be number one, no matter the outcome against Spence Crawford. But I just after that performance last night against Crawford, you've got to say Crawford. And I know I'm going against myself, but that's bloody pound for pound list for you, man. They chop and change every week, man. It's a 24-hour news cycle in this boxing world. But you can see. I wouldn't care if you put Inoue and Crawford at the bottom. It just doesn't matter. But I just think these guys are neck and neck. These guys are so close. But I just think the body of work and maybe who Terence Crawford has fought has put Terence above Naoya Inoue. But that being said, it's only going to take Inoue a couple more fights if he becomes undisputed in his next fight against Napalas up at super bantamweight. And then if he goes up to featherweight, that division is full of guys like Lee Wood, Lara, Josh Warrington, Mark Magsayo. Do you know what I mean? There's some very, very Brandon Figueroa as well. There's some big guys up there. If you can do it up at that division as well, and at least win a world title up at featherweight, then I mean it's just I don't know, man. Like I said, these bloody fantasy lists chop and change each week, man. Sort of pound for pound. It's like if Inoue and Terence Crawford were the same weight, same size, who would win? I mean, if that was the case, I mean, if you could just stretch Inoue out a little bit, put a little bit of extra 20 pounds on him, I suppose, and we can get that fight made. But that's never going to happen. But I just think that maybe Terence Crawford creeps it. I know what I said on Tuesday, and I'll probably get slated for it. But you know what I mean? It's boxing. I just think. The reason I said that was because I thought Terence Crawford and Errol Spence would go the distance with Crawford nicking it by 3 or 4 rounds on each judge's scorecard. I just didn't see the pure domination of Terence Crawford. I just didn't see it, and that's probably why I'm just going to put him ahead of Inoue myself. But that being said, Inoue he's going to become undisputed in his next fight. It looks like. Up at super bantamweight, so he'll be a 2-time undisputed champion, 2-weight undisputed champion, and I like it. I like to see these undisputed champions. I like to see it because I think that's what boxing needs: one guy in a division. There's 4 governing bodies, 5 if you include the IBO. Right, too many, far too many. We need one guy in each division to just be the guy. We know who the guy is now at welterweight. We know who the guy is at 154. That's Charlo. We know the guy at super middleweight. That's Canelo. We knew the guy at bantamweight, which was Inoue. He's likely going to be the guy at super bantamweight. Do you know what I mean? I know Sonny Edwards done at flyweight. He's making his quest to become undisputed down there. So we're seeing it. We want to see the light heavyweight. We want to see Bivol and Bertibiev, albeit Cam Smith is in his way, Bertibiev. But for me, just going back to the pound for pound list, I'm just going to edge Terence Crawford. I just think just because of the way he just dealt with that thing last night, he is an all-time great. We witnessed a living legend, a fighter that will go on and be talked about with the Sugar Ray Robinsons, with the Jake LaMotta's, with the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Durans, the Chavezes, the Hearns, the Haglers, the Mayweathers, the Calzagis. all these all-time greats, you're going to mention Terence Bud Crawford. And if he does it at 154, if he goes and win another world title up at 150, becomes a 4-weight uniform. Oh my goodness, man. I mean, 154, you've got Charlo up there, but he's fighting Canelo, so he's probably going to vacate these belts. I don't think he's allowed to. He should be allowed to hold on to these belts if he's going up to 2 divisions to fight Canelo, and he hasn't defended any of them belts in over a year and a half. So they should become vacant. Spencer said he wants it at 154. Crawford said he wants it at 154. And if bloody he can win a world title at 154 as well, Crawford, then the guy's just an absolute living legend, a phenomenal fighter. Absolutely. But we witness greatness, and I just think it's amazing for the sport. And the fact that we've got 2 fighters in Inoue and Crawford who are gunning for these big fights. They want the big fights. They want to become undisputed. They don't want to be settling for like these mediocre fights. They want to fight the best. And you can see it in Inoue. He's wanting it, and so is Bud Crawford. And I just think it's great for the sport. That's why I love boxing. That's why it is the best sport in the world. But the pound for pound list, is it Inoue? I want to get this right for the thumbnail. Is it Inoue or is it Terence Bud Crawford? Let me know.